Hi guys. So I've had a weird day again. Bumped into, well, I didn't bump into, people just approach me and then veganism comes up because, well, I believe as a vegan it's my duty to inform other people about the wonders of veganism and also the atrocities and horrible things that are going on to these animals. They're all innocent, they're all babies, they're all sentient beings that want to live. They have thoughts, feelings, emotions. They are all the victims to our terrible society, you know? So I feel like every conversation counts. Everyone that you can talk to about veganism, you've got to talk to about veganism. You know, if it comes up, then if it can come up, then bring it up. You know, those people sort of take the piss a bit about vegans always having to talk about being vegan, but you know, it is relevant when our food choices are making such an impact on the world. Then, you know, we've got to talk about these things and also like see that the power is within us. What choices can we make day to day to make the world a better place? And you may think that you don't have the power, but you have the power. I have the power. We all have the power. As individuals, you know, every purchase that we make is a vote for what we want in this world. You know, every decision that we make, every choice we make has a ripple effect, and you know, we should be trying to create the least amount of suffering as possible, you know, because we get asked these hypothetical questions as well as vegans. What would you do on a desert island? What I got asked today, what would you do if a car was coming and then a baby was crossing the road and a duck was crossing the road? It was just like, well, that's not happening. But what is happening is billions of animals are being slaughtered like every year, like constantly. Check out, I'll put a link below. There's like an animal kill counter, and you can click on it, and it shows you from the moment that you clicked on it, how many animals are actually dying, like in that time, and it is ridiculous. The counter goes quick time, like especially for sea life, like fish and stuff. It is crazy. Like, apparently, like, we could have fishless oceans by 2050 or maybe before that. So, like, stop asking people hypothetical questions because it's not really helping. Ask relevant questions of what is happening now and what can we do about it? How can we end suffering? How can we, you know, make a smaller footprint? You know, a lot of people care about the environment and care about animals and care about the health of their family and themselves, you know, so you've got to try and, you know, take action and walk the walk, not just talk the talk, you know. I used to feel so powerless before going vegan, and you know, now I feel like I've regained my power. Well, power that I didn't even know I had before, you know. I was worried before about environmental issues and, you know, world hunger and all these different things, terrible things. And I didn't see the relevance in veganism, but as soon as I did and it clicked, I was like, well, there's no other, you know, this is the easiest way to help out all these issues, you know. You know, world hunger, if we fed all the food that we feed to animals to kill them and eat them, we could feed the world like many times over. you know? Also, land mass. People think we're overpopulated. Like a third of livable land mass is used up with animal agriculture, you know? It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, guys. Also, all their poo and stuff gets dumped into the ocean. Number one cause of ocean dead zones. Also, all their all their farts and stuff, basically, from cows and things, that creates like methane and CO2 and all these horrible chemicals, greenhouse gases. So because we've created too many than what's naturally meant to be there, it's having devastating effects to the environment, you know? And fish in the seas, the oceans, you know? Also, to add on a little bit, number one cause of deforestation, where they're ripping down the rainforests to plant plants to feed to the animals, and also number one reason for species extinction, and I think that's also due to chopping down the rainforest and, well, lots of places just to make farmland, basically. It's really not good for the environment. Oh, and also lack of water, because we're watering all these crops to feed to the animals to slaughter them. Also, the water we've got to feed to the animals before we slaughter them, and probably all the water we use to wash all the shit and blood and stuff away afterwards as well. So yeah. And fish in the seas, the oceans, you know, they fish out big trawlers scooping up everything and they don't care, and then it's depleting the sea life, and it's just terrible, you know. Also, human health, you know, cancer, diabetes, heart disease, all these things, all these chronic illnesses that there's no cure for. You know, I've got fibromyalgia. It has been helped so much more since going vegan, and then even more when I'm eating whole foods, organic foods, raw foods, fresh, beautiful, colourful foods that are alive and give you energy and make you feel alive, you know? I read this thing recently saying that humans aren't carnivorous, they are necrovores, you know, eating decaying flesh. Our bodies aren't made up to eat meat. We don't have claws, we don't have fangs. I know they look a bit like fangs, but I'm not biting into some live flesh with this. I don't think I could rip through a cow with my teeth or a pig with my teeth and eat them alive. You know, this is what carnivores and omnivores do. They bite them in the neck or whatever and eat them, and then vultures come along and eat the bits that we would eat. So we're more like vultures by eating animals, and they're not live. There's loads of chemicals and stuff put on them to stop them decaying. Like, this is decaying flesh, corpses that people are putting into their bodies that I used to put into my body. No wonder I felt so crap, you know? Their pain and suffering manifests within us when we eat these beings. Not to mention that they are decaying. It's not even fresh, it's putrid flesh of animals that people are consuming, and then they wonder why we're getting ill and stuff, you know? Just when you start to really think about it, like, you know, if we saw when we see animals suffering, or we see footage of animal cruelty, or even like little insects and things, we want to save them and look after them, you know. If you stand on your dog's tail by accident and they whimper, you're like, oh no, I'm really sorry. Or standing on a snail, oh my God, and you hear that crunch and you're just like, no. And I've always been like that, but then I used to eat burgers and things of dead cow, but then be sad about standing on a snail, and it's just ridiculous now thinking of it. So like, I've not always been vegan. I went vegan January 2017, so I've been vegan over a year and a half now. And like, it's the best decision I ever made. But it's sometimes hard, I know, to think back to them before I was vegan, and that thought processes. Because, yeah, like, the disconnect is unreal, and I find it unreal now, but then I was thinking that way not so long ago. So we got to remember these things and just be patient with people, and like, yeah, it's easy to be like, oh my God, billions of animals are dying, what are we gonna do? No, everyone's horrible, the world is shit, fuck. But actually, you know, we gotta think we're all just humans, we're all trying to just get by, and sometimes we don't realise things when stuff's so deeply ingrained within us, and we're seeing like advertisements and, you know, all these companies that want to make money off of us, and it's cheap to enslave and exploit these animals. That's why, you know, the ice creams and things like that, they're more expensive, the vegan versions. A lot of people think that veganism is more expensive because of all these ready-made items, but we shouldn't be eating these overly processed foods anyway. You know, freeze some bananas, grind them up, beautiful ice cream, done, cheap, cheerful. Add what flavour you like, good for you, right? No pus, no blood, no feces, no hormones, right? Like, we're paying less to consume these terrible things and beautiful beings, but they turn them into terrible things like decaying corpses or bodily secretions that we consume, and then it makes us very ill, you know. But yeah, there's steps that like break down. There's like this 100 points theory apparently of like, you learn little bits and it all adds up. It's not like just one day you decide to go vegan. So I thought I'd share a few of the things. For me, like, the first thought that sort of stayed with me is like my Uncle Danny when I was younger. And we like went to eat at my cousin's house, and I'd left a bit of meat on my plate, and then he was like, oh, eat that because an animal's died for that. So don't ever waste your meat. Always make sure you eat your meat. And that sort of stuck there, and so I've always thought that and felt bad about wasting meat, so I always try and finish the meat on my plate when I was eating meat. And then like other little things come into play. My friend Martha, she's vegan now, so awesome. Big up, Martha. I know you're watching, hopefully. Well, you said you'd like to watch my videos. Totally appreciate it. You're awesome. Love you. Yeah, I remember Martha once calling me out for like killing some ants or something, and then I just thought, you're daft, what you on about the ants, for God's sake. But actually that did stick with me, and yeah, why was I killing ants? It was not really fair. They didn't do anything wrong, and they're thinking and feeling just like we are. Since then I've seen an ant carrying another ant that was injured, and just like saving my ant, and it's a beautiful thing. Like, the world wouldn't survive if all the ants went. We'd be fucked, whereas if all the humans died, everything would flourish. Think about that, guys. You know? So also other little things. I can't even think now of some of the other things. But yeah, there's little points that build up or stick with you in your mind, and then you'll come to the conclusion of just like, fuck, what was I thinking? But yeah, for me as well, I think I found out about how the impact that animal agriculture badly has on the world. And you know, I thought as environmental, wanted to help the environment, signed up with Greenpeace and stuff, but then I felt still powerless. And then when I found out how it could help the environment, I thought, awesome, great reason to be vegan. I also clicked on a thing on YouTube, on Facebook. I'm not sure which group it was, but it was like an advertisement that said, if you eat chicken, click on this. So I thought, okay, I eat chicken, I'll click on it. Saw the boy chicks getting ground up alive, them getting their beaks snipped and like throat slit, and all the chickens, not just the boys, but then the boys ground up alive or gassed or suffocated. And I just thought, oh my god, that's terrible. Oh, another one of the points, ages ago, sorry, it's just reminded me, I watched the Pamela Anderson documentary about KFC and how badly they treat the chickens, and I boycotted KFC for like many years after watching that, but I didn't quite piece together that this was happening to all the animals. Same with, watched a thing on Channel 4 and that was saying about the chickens driving around in the ammonia that was burning them, so if I ever saw all the burns on the whole chicken, I just thought, oh, well, they're the badly treated ones. But you have that disconnect and you think, oh, it's just those ones that happened to, not where I get my meat from. But actually this is happening to all the animals. Like, they're all left in their own urine and poo and muck and cramped together. It's not isolated incidents, you know. They're not kept in their natural states of being, you know. They don't have room to roam free or clean themselves or breathe properly, or, you know, it's terrible how they're kept. And, you know, if you don't believe me, look into it. If you're in the UK, watch Land of Hope and Glory. That shows you standard practice of what's happening all across the UK. So, and if you're not in the UK, then you should watch Earthlings. And if you're anywhere in the world, then watch Dominion when that comes out, because wow, yeah, just watch Dominion. So it's not isolated what's happening to these animals. And I've totally lost my train of thought of, oh yeah, why I became vegan. So yeah, so obviously animal cruelty, but I think a lot of us put that to the back of our minds because we don't want to think that we are part of contributing towards that, basically. And then for health reasons, yeah, I got diagnosed with fibromyalgia, and when I have a problem or there's a problem, I like to take action. I think, what can I do about this? How can I resolve it? That's how I work. So I'm just like, yeah, I've got fibromyalgia. There is, to me, I believe there's always a way to do whatever it is you want to do. And I didn't want to take meds. I didn't want to take anti-seizure medication. Didn't want to take antidepressants. And, you know, I was sick of feeling crap and low and achy, depressed. I couldn't sleep. I had insomnia really bad. You know, I was overweight a bit then, and like felt like I couldn't move about properly. I wasn't flexible. Everything just felt crap. And since going vegan, it like helped a little bit at first, but I was sort of junk food vegan, or, well, a bit healthy, but I didn't really know. I was still learning about nutrients and stuff. But then I like watched loads of documentaries in that first month of going vegan, and that did help me out a lot. And I was researching a lot about nutrition and finding out a lot of stuff of how to help myself. So I've learned about tryptophans and having lots of tryptophans that sets your circadian rhythm so you can sleep properly, and also helps you produce serotonin. So, like, and I love pineapple juice, and pineapples full of tryptophans. So yeah, once you start learning these things, then you can take control over your own life and have power over your own life. And so that's what I did. And then, you know, What the Health come out. Oh! And I was just like, wow, I've got to be whole foods. So that's like organic, and then like whole grains, not refined, no refined sugars or wheat. So like whole wheat pasta, and you know, alternative sugars. So I use agave. I don't use any refined sugars or things. So I've been feeling super better since doing that. Although I've not been too strict on it, and when I go out to eat, I do eat whatever as long as it's vegan and tasty. But I've been eating out a lot, so I've had to like dial that back a bit and, you know, getting the nutrients. So yeah, Daily Dozen. Great to get the Daily Dozen. Check out Dr. Gregor's app, the Daily Dozen. It's awesome. Dr. Gregor's great. Check out his book as well, How Not to Die. I'm reading it. It's taken me a while. But yes, Dr. Gregor, you're amazing. I love you, Dr. Gregor. Thank you. Yes. So, How Not to Die, definitely check this book out. It's packed full of information. I'm writing notes with it as I read it, just so I get everything on board. But yeah, check out What the Health documentary. Forks Over Knives is another good one, and research about the China study. That's like the biggest study that they've ever done on like what people eat, basically, and the effects that it has. So check it out, peeps. So I feel like this video is getting a bit long now, and I wanted to keep it short and snappy and precise. But yeah, I feel like once I started to learn about veganism after going vegan, it was like no going back now, fully forward. And yeah, and before going vegan, it was a bit like, also a big inspiration for me was Ralph Smart at Infinite Waters, who I was watching his channel, and he's like just so zen and cool, and like gives great advice on all different topics. But he's always chucking in their 7-day vegan challenge. So when Veganuary came that year, and I'd been diagnosed and all these things were coming together, and I thought I'll do 7-day vegan challenge, but I'm gonna do it for a month. And then I was learning all the facts during that month, which just solidified everything, and there's no going back. Like, this is it. Veganism is the future, and veganism is now, and it's happening, and it is the solution to so many world problems. You know, we want equality, we want peace, we want love, we want, you know, equality between the sexes, animals, you know, everything. So what can we do today to make that happen? And veganism's the answer in a lot of ways. Maybe not to every problem in the world, but a lot of them, just by changing what you eat and what you wear. Like also leather and all the byproducts, or they're not even byproducts, but wearing their cow skin on your skin. Yeah, it's not helping the planet, it's not helping the animals. You know, even in like things like soaps and things, and there's also like animal testing. You've got to look for the little bunny symbol of, you know, not tested on animals. We have to end the cruelty and suffering, guys. We've got to just put an end to it, because how are we going to expect peace in our own personal lives and for our friends and family if we're not living peacefully ourselves? Peace starts on the dinner plate, guys. That's a known phrase, and I like it. Starts on your dinner plate. So you can do it. We can all do it. We can all do it. You know, we can make this world a better place all together, and spread the love and peace and light, and just love all beings. there's literally no reason not to go vegan. There's every reason to be vegan. There's so many reasons that eating meat and dairy and eggs and fish is just bad for the planet, for humans, for the animals. Just, there's no valid reason. If there is a valid reason, then let me know, because I've not found one yet. And it can't be convenience, taste buds, or health, because we can get everything we need from the plant world to be healthy and thrive. And, you know, our taste buds and convenience shouldn't come above the life of another, you know. Even though they do, it shouldn't be that way. You know, I know we could say that for a lot of things, but what can we do today to just change things? And yeah, you may not go vegan overnight. It may just be steps, but be working towards that is a beautiful thing, and it's just an amazing journey, amazing journey going vegan. Like, it's the best thing I've ever done, and I've met some amazing, lovely people that are so interesting and creative and inspiring. So I just want to say, like, big up and thank you to all the vegans out there, and especially the vegan activists. Like, keep up the good work, all doing amazing things, and beautiful people. And all you pregans out there, well, just to everyone, you know, love yourself, love the animals, and love each other, and we can do this. We can make peace happen, yo. So let's do it. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. And yeah, any questions or anything, just give me a shout. Happy to answer anything. And yeah, thank you for watching. Have a blessed day. And yeah, just spreading that love, showing that love, giving that love. Love. Mwah. Love you. Peace.